So let's say, okay, you've got your speech. That's months coming up with something to say and to say it well. Let's say you are now somewhat of a decent presenter. That can also be months, the same amount of months, the months that you've worked on presenting. Hopefully, you're working on your speech as well. But then you have months coming up in terms of finding places to speak, reaching out really at the beginning, not even probably to the people you want to talk to. You want to get out on stages just to get the experience. You know you have a talk, you know you've got some chops as a speaker, but you don't necessarily want to go try to land some $15,000 opportunity because what happens if you accidentally get one and you get up there and you're not ready for it yet? That's the worst thing that can happen because that can completely stall your career because meeting planners talk, companies talk, audience members talk. But you can start at service clubs like Rotary, Lions, Kiwanis. Uh, you can start at chambers of commerce, depending on what your talk is going to be about. You can start with associations. And I mean that's kind of a step up from pre-service clubs, from chambers even. Associations will be more focused on the industry that the association is associated with. But once you start getting out to those audiences, you're starting to meet people. Your people are getting to know you, getting to hear you, and you can start to get more business from that. One of my clients, we went through this entire process, coming up with a keynote speech. He was already a good presenter. I'll say that for him. Coming up with his speech, though, was something he hadn't done. He hadn't done anything other than a 5 to 7 minute speech in Toastmasters. So we built a 45-minute keynote for him. He spent the next 3 months emailing every single association in his 20-mile radius, which may not sound like a lot, but he lives in Chicago. So he had a lot of people to contact in terms of associations, rotaries, everything. He kept getting zero response. Finally, 3 months in, he got a response and ended up with a 7-day opportunity over the next year at a Chamber of Commerce, giving not his keynote, but uh, a series of leadership and company culture uh, presentations based on what he speaks on his keynote, in his keynote, but also other speaking he's done and other careers that he has had throughout his life. And he has turned that in the last couple of years to opportunities with companies that have seen him speak at the chambers. Other chambers have brought him in. He's doing a convention in a couple of weeks down in Florida. There are a lot of different, and this is part-time. I mean, this guy's he owns 2 other companies, and he's just kind of adding speaking to his mix, something he wants to do part-time. And he's doing really well because he was patient and he went through the process. And we went through and talked about his tough experiences as a business owner, his experiences with his kids. And those are the experiences that we all have. Yeah, if you're looking at talking about being a veteran and you're worrying about talking about things that happened when you were in the military, well, you've got the whole rest of your life you can talk about as well. But you don't have to necessarily just talk about yourself as a veteran because that's not all of who you are.